Warning: the SCP Foundation database is classified. Access by unauthorized personnel is strictly prohibited. Perpetrators will be tracked, located, and detained.
Item Number SCP-4493. Object Class Cater. Special Containment Procedures. Under no circumstances is the SCP Foundation, any of its subsidiary companies, or any individual employee thereof to profess pride in or support of an LGBT identity during the month of June. Due to the nature of SCP-4493, full containment is difficult. SCP-4493-1 instances are unable to be deleted from the Internet platform upon which they are posted. Mobile Task Force Lambda-69, riding spinners, are to be deployed to affected entities. Members of MTF Lambda-69 are to focus upon providing spin to the information revealed in SCP-4493-1 instances, but also obfuscation in times where the information may be anomalous in nature. SCP-4493-1 instances can be obfuscated with Protocol Zero Cool. SCP-4493-2 instances may be summarily destroyed. Foundation moles are to be situated, where applicable, within corporations and police departments thought to be involved in unethical dealings with LGBT individuals or any other unethical practices. These moles are to attempt to discourage any show of support in LGBT identities during the month of June. Description: SCP-4493 is a phenomenon that affects large organizations, especially corporations and political groups, that publicly profess solidarity with or support for LGBT individuals during the month of June. When affected organizations publish social media posts or advertisements that express support for the LGBT community, those media will be altered to highlight the negative impacts that the organization in question has had on LGBT individuals. SCP-4493 can also create new posts on social media sites. SCP-4493 appears to be transmitted between organizations that have notable economic or political ties. It can also be transmitted between organizations that send groups to march in the same LGBT Pride Parade. Social media posts altered or created by SCP-4493 are designated SCP-4493-1. SCP-4493-1 instances cannot be deleted from their original social media platform by usual means. This property extends to SCP-4493-1 reposted to other social media pages, i.e., retweets on Twitter. As a result, containment of SCP-4493-1 instances requires cooperation with both the affected organization and the social media platform that contains the SCP-4493-1 instances. Physical advertisements, such as billboards or pamphlets, affected by SCP-4493 are designated SCP-4493-2. SCP-4493-2 instances are altered instantaneously, changing between frames when the transformation is recorded. SCP-4493-2 instances are always created from previously existing media, rather than created spontaneously by SCP-4493. They maintain no anomalous properties after their transformation, and can be destroyed without incident. Incident 4493-7. On June 24, 2019, A post by the Columbus Police Department's Facebook became an instance of SCP-4493-1. It highlights numerous human rights abuses leveraged at LGBT individuals and others. 3 police officers, Sergeant N. Crum, Officer B. Smith, and Officer L. Aaron, are highlighted to have used their positions to carry out numerous crimes on individuals within the city. The 3 police officers were later found dead in their respective homes. All are said to have died of heart attacks, with no sign of foul play. Possible involvement by Group of Interest 5869, Gamers Against Weed, is being investigated. The following file requires O5 level clearance to access. Please input security credentials. Access granted. Interview log 4493-1. Due to SCP-4493 providing a Cater-level containment procedure and causing undue stress, the actions of GOI 5869 were considered a breach of current agreements and treaties with the Foundation. A meeting with O5-6 and Person of Interest 6870 was enacted in order to reach a resolution and/or hold them accountable. The meeting took place on June 14, 2019. Begin log.
I'm O5-6, here on behalf of O5 Command and the SCP Foundation.
Oh shit, sorry. I'm Jude Kriyot. I'm here on behalf of myself.
You expect me to believe that?
Listen, dude, this was all me. No one else in the chat had anything to do with this. I don't think my actions should, be used against the entirety of Gamers Against Weed. They'd have told me not to do this if they'd heard about it.
You admit creation of SCP-4493, the so-called Pride hacker?
You know I don't know those numbers.
It's for the recording.
Oh, okay. Cool. But yeah, I did it. And I don't consider it a breach of our agreement.
And how do you suppose that is?
As far as I remember, and my memory is surprisingly good, the agreement was that I keep all the kids in line. I keep everyone in my care from causing undue harm to the good people of this world. I make sure that the little dudes who can maybe cause you big trouble spend their energies on stupid fun shit instead of making monsters and sex palaces in their basement, right?
Certainly, that is part of the agreement, but...
I also don't... What was it? I don't pierce the veil. I don't make magic that's too visible to people in the normal world or whatever you want to call it, right?
Correct. And that's the issue. Did you think you personally targeting Absolute Vodka wasn't a breach of the agreement? I don't think even you could stretch the strictures of our dealings that far, sir.
That's the funny thing. I didn't target them.
You didn't?
That's the fucked up part. I put the little bit of me in that shout about the new Mr. Against Weed. I knew Wondertainment would be on that shit. It's like the flu, Companies that work together, it spreads through their business dealings and manifests when they do some rainbow capitalism.
And of course, Wondertainment supplies to Marshall, Carter, and Dark.
Really, I expected this to stay in our sphere. I wouldn't have made the posts fucking sticky as hell if I knew those guys were dealing with, normie companies. I wouldn't have had it do that.
It still would have been a breach of our agreement.
Nah, bud. I don't consider a corporation a part of the, public. If anything, I think I'm doing a service.
The Foundation does not see it that way, unfortunately.
Well, I guess I understood our agreement a little differently, huh?
Many of my colleagues wish for us to rescind our protection entirely, They're not happy about this.
I didn't hurt anyone.
Not directly.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
This will not be considered a breach of the agreement in light of the highlighted misunderstanding. The Foundation would like to note that any further involvement by Gamers Against Weed in the public sphere will be regarded as a breach, and will render our protection null and void.
Bullshit.
Do you not accept the terms?
I accept, but let me say one last thing.
Yes.
If I were you guys, I wouldn't celebrate Pride anytime soon.
What makes you think our organization celebrates anything?
Please, even the CIA tosses out a rainbow now that gay marriage is legal. Don't knock my dick around.
You are certain we're infected?
Oh, 100%. By now, yeah, you've dabbled in this shit. It's all over you.
I don't think my colleagues will be happy.
Fine with me, big dog. Am I free to go, or are you gonna put me in a cell?
No. You may leave. End recording.
End log. Despite POI 6870's general disrespect toward the Foundation and his motives throughout the meeting, POI 6870 was judged to be more useful uncontained, given the vast resources that would be necessary to contain him, and the possible retaliation of GOI 5869. Any further breach of agreement will be met with the full force of the Foundation. End of file. The SCP Foundation database is produced and narrated by Joshua Alan Lindsay, and SCP-4493, Keep Pride Out of Corpse, was written by kinchtheknifeblade. The voice of 056 was Oktober Crow, and the voice of POI 6870, Jude Kriyot, was Dorian Marron. Support for the database is solely provided by our patrons on Patreon. Please consider supporting the show at patreon.com/the SCP Foundation database to gain access to exclusive benefits, including bonus content, joke SCPs, merch, the ability to request episodes, and an invite to our private Discord server. If you enjoy the database, consider leaving a rating or review, and stay connected by following any of our social media profiles. Links can be found in the episode description.